Let's Talk Oculus is brought to you by, well, you. If you want to know how to support the show, go to patreon.com/playtestvr. What's up, Oculus nerds? I'm Dan from Playtest VR, and welcome to Let's Talk Oculus, episode 23. And to be honest, it looks like our days are numbered following the Connect. As always, I have with me my co-host Samson. Samson, how's it going? How was your week?
Week was good. Started my new job. Just getting used to
Nice.
those hours, but was able to fit in some VR time.
Excellent, excellent. So in today's episode, we're going to break down what was the Facebook Connect, or I guess what is now the Meta Connect. You know, we had our predictions episode last week. As always, most of our predictions did not come true. It was
A
a
few of
very
them, though.
disappointing. A few
A
of
few of
them,
them.
yeah, a few of them. It was a very disappointing showing, but once again, predictions a little bit way off of what we kind of thought we were going to see. Now, if you want a quick rundown of what happened, I did post a video on my main channel on Playtest VR, which I'll link below. But in this episode, we're gonna go through the lot. But as first, a little housekeeping. Audio listeners, you can see the video version of this Let's Talk Oculus episode on the YouTube channel. And for you video watchers, these are now also available on all good and rubbish audio platforms for podcasts. Now, if you want to be a part of the show, send in your questions at letstalkoculus@gmail.com. We did get a couple of questions through the YouTube, so I'll read them out a little later on. And if you want to support us, throw us $1 at patreon.com/playtestvr. And also, our Discord is doing really well. We're getting a few more people in the Discord and quite a lot of active people as well. So in the links. And you don't have to be a patron for that. All right, Samson, let's break down the Connect. Now, before we go through the full breakdown, what was your initial thoughts after you viewed it? Or I mean, you were at work during the Connect, weren't you? But I
Yeah.
got a lot of messages from you thinking, wait, they didn't do this, they didn't do that. What was your initial reaction?
Yeah, so I was at work and shot you a few messages over there while it was going on. You're just like, yeah, it's not much is happening. And I felt like I was just like asking, how about this? Nah, how about this? Not really.
No,
Uh,
just
but
nothing,
yeah,
nothing,
we
nothing.
it was definitely a whole lot of metaverse.
Yeah, it was a whole lot of metaverse. Initial thoughts for me was it's just disappointing. Because I think we just went in thinking it's gonna be well, they promised there's gonna be big things right happening. And I remember when they announced Medal of Honor early on in the month of October, on the Reddit comments, there was the actual Oculus devs in there that were going, okay, if you're super excited about this, you just wait till the Connect, we're gonna have loads in store. So you'd expect, a lot, but it wasn't. Wasn't really. We're gonna go through the breakdown in a second, but it was just essentially, it was a big marketing thing for the metaverse. It was like an investors conference in a way. It's like, this is what we're gonna do in the future. Most of the stuff that they were showing were like years and years out.
Yeah.
At some stage, someone had some AR glasses on, and you could see the other person like their full body, as a Star Wars
Like a
hologram,
hologram. Yeah.
and they're playing table tennis or whatever. And it's like this is cool, but I think for people like us, Samson, it was just that we already know that this is the technology is capable of all this, at some point. But it was shown off like it was to do. It was for not for us. It was for the people who don't really know VR, AR, or what the potential could be. But which is weird because then I would just think it's just for investors, because I think the regular folk who are not really invested in VR, they're not watching the Oculus Connect or Facebook Connect, sorry, at all. So
Yeah.
yeah, a little bad. We did get a comment in our YouTube for the predictions for my YouTube show that I put out, and it was from a guy called Tom James, and he put extremely disappointing, was holding it in, buying a Quest for months just to get ... nothing really. Still no competition for the Quest 2. Sigh. Don't know what I should do now. So he was holding out to buy a Quest for months. I guess he should just go for it and just buy one, right?
Yeah, probably. Unless he's like willing to go with the high end one that's, semi around the corner, it sounds like.
Yeah,
But yeah, if you're in it to sit, if you want to the cheapest one, the cheapest best one, that's what you go with. But
definitely.
if you're willing to spend, a bit more, maybe you wait a little bit longer.
It was very surprising that they didn't show the Quest Plus. That was pretty much leaked. Um, but I guess sometimes the leaks are wrong. That's what happens, right? I
Yeah.
feel like there probably is going to be like that Quest Plus maybe at some point, but maybe the Quest Plus is not actually a plus. Maybe it's just another revision of the Quest to like a new SKU or whatever later on.
Hmm.
They'll just put out like a 128 gig. They'll just put out this is the new SKU of the Quest 2, which just has a little bit of a better, deeper blacks and such. So
Right.
they might just do that. And we had another comment from on YouTube as well. The name is Anthony Garza. He said was hoping for a new headset reveal. Do you guys think the Quest 2 will remain a good headset for a couple more years? It's already kind of deep in its life cycle already, but there aren't a lot of VR headsets that are competitive at that price point. So what do you think of that?
Yeah, I think that it has probably about 2 years of like decent relevancy in it.
Mm-hmm.
If you look at where like the Quest One is now, it's like just now beginning to lose
Yeah.
its ability to like keep up with what's going on with the
Mm-hmm.
Quest line. And that was what, when did it come out?
It
2019,
came
maybe
out,
something
yeah,
like that, or
yeah. The
something
29,
like that.
it was like March 2019, I believe,
Yeah, and it
somewhere
was
around that.
already a bit dated, so I feel like the Quest 2 is a bit more, relevant as
Yeah.
far as the chipset and all that. And I'd say it's got about another year of like, being quite relevant. Like they're only just starting to put out the Quest 2 exclusives,
Mm-hmm.
as that'll just become more common.
Mm-hmm.
And then it'll spend like a year probably as you'll be able to find something better, but it'll still be supported and like it pretty get you by.
Yeah, I think you're gonna be fine for a couple of years, definitely. You made a good point with the Quest One. It's only now that we're starting to see Quest Two exclusives come, stuff that just can't be ran on the Quest One. But the Quest One came out with a chipset which was, I think, it was a year or two older anyway when it came
Yeah.
out, so it's already kind of on the back foot there. Where the Quest Two, it came out with the latest greatest chipset that you could put in for an Android when it came out. So I know that's been surpassed as it will do every year, but when it came out, it was the latest. So I would say it'd be fine for a couple of years, definitely. Maybe longer. I just don't know. It's such a new technology, right? So we don't really know how long these things can last, and if the battery life in the Quest can last the 3 hours, don't know if that will die later on as well. But
Right.
I think maybe going forward, I think you're going to be fine. I think you're still going to be able to play most of these Quest titles, unless they're exclusive for some sort of feature that's only on the new Quest. Say if it has
Yeah.
eye tracking and you're playing an eye tracking game, you're not going to be playing
I
that
do
Quest 2.
think like if you like games are just going to keep getting bigger as
Yeah.
like, they're Quest 2 exclusives. So
Mm-hmm.
if you're someone who wants like save your library or like play a
Mm-hmm.
boatload of these games like simultaneously, you might want to think to the 256, but like
Yeah.
you're probably fine even with the 128.
Yeah. I
If
agree.
you
As a
Yeah.
64 gig user, I agree.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I mean, once you have Medal of Honor, Resident Evil,
Yeah.
After the Fall, like
Well, Medal of
that's
Honor alone takes the 64 gig down. But yeah, if
yeah.
you have those three games that you just mentioned and Blade of Sorcery, we'll talk about in a moment, that's probably going to be your 128 done.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, you're right. I think you definitely want a 256 if you can afford it. But, or maybe do what I did, get this smaller one for now and then realize it's too little and then later on
Hmm.
go
Yeah.
for it.
Or I mean, if you're fine like playing your game, playing it through, and then deleting it, as they have like cloud saves coming. that we'll
Hmm.
probably get to.
Yeah,
Like that'll be, quite useful for that.
definitely, definitely. So yeah, we're talking a few about the features. So let's dive straight into what we saw. So essentially, it was a 90-minute conference, and Zuckerberg came on, and it was pretty much, well, now in hindsight, the first minute of watching it, you realize that this is all about the metaverse. This is what they're going to just talk about and the focus on it. And that's what it was for the most part at the start. They were focusing on Oculus homes and just bringing people together, just showing you what you can't do right now, but what you will be able to, or what their vision is of what they want to do, right? And they're giving examples, going, okay, this is how you do it. This is what happens. You're kind of in your own world. And it's good for people, like I said earlier at the top of the show, that are not us, who are already kind of well versed of what it could be.
Hmm.
But after all that, like metaverse kind of talk, he sat down in front of a piano with another woman, and they talked about a new Beat Saber tease, which was only like 10 or 15 seconds, if not that, where there's a sword, and the guy just chops the sword, and that's about it. And all of a sudden it says Beat Saber. So we have no real idea what that is. It said the text level up as well. And also they did say they're going to have another DLC coming out later this year, which was one of your predictions, to be fair.
Yes. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you got one.
Woo.
But yeah, they're going to be a new DLC later this year.
And they didn't announce who, so
No,
you know
so you get the point. You
they
can
don't
take it.
even know.
They
Yeah.
don't even know. They're not even decided yet. It's funny because I was just watching before we filmed the podcast. I was just watching the football and NFL football, I should say, and there was an advertisement for the Billie Eilish Beat Saber for Quest, which was pretty cool to see. Because I'm not really seeing that many Quest advertisements, to be honest, on TV. Not here
I
anyway in
hear it.
Canada.
I hear them during sports games pretty often. Yeah.
Yeah, interesting. I was surprised I saw Billie Eilish Beat Saber and not
Yeah.
Patrick Mahomes football.
Yeah, I don't know that they have that
Mm.
marketing.
But any thoughts, Samson, on what this could be? Like, there's a sword, and it says level up. Any idea? Maybe it's something that you do get levels now, and you can customize your sabers, I assume.
Yeah, totally. I had no, I was gonna be like, I got no idea, but yeah, level up. That totally makes sense. Like,
It's they
change
seem
your sabers.
they said it was going to be like some sort of really big reveal, and it's kind of disappointing that they've teased it quite a lot going into the Connect,
Yeah,
and then it was
for sure.
nothing. It was like
Yeah.
it was another tease essentially. It was like a tease for a tease.
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah, we'll see then. Yeah, we have no idea really what that is. It's just a sword. But more exciting news: Blade and Sorcery is out for the Quest 2. An exclusive for the Quest 2, and it'll be out this year. Have you played Blade and Sorcery?
Frequently, and I think last week there's a pretty big update. I know Kai plays it every once in a while, or Patreon. And but one thing is that like the modding community is huge in it, and like the modding is a big part of that game. Like making it Star Wars, making it however you want it to be. So it'll be interesting to see if the Quest 2 version, caters to that community or not. But
Oh.
yeah, I think it's pretty fun. Great way to get out some rage. Definitely pretty gory game.
Yeah. They said they're gonna gonna redo the physics of it a lot because of the apparently it's very intensive for the CPU
Mm-hmm.
as well. So yeah, I haven't played this game just because I don't have the PC VR anymore. But yeah, I echo what you said. I've heard Mateo speak about it as well. Mateo 311, where he's like, this game is big, in terms of how much horsepower it needs in the background. So to get this, you can tell straight away from the trailers that the visuals weren't as good. Like it
Mm-hmm.
wasn't that great, but doesn't really. To me, the visuals aren't like a major thing right now for the Quest 2. It's more about the gameplay, and if the gameplay is good, then that's all that matters. And I think this will
Yeah.
be like a $45 game, $40 game, like a full price. But there's no like we
Yeah.
don't know about any crossplay or anything like that, or cross buy or anything right now.
Right. Um, yeah, that's probably the high end, but I mean, yeah, I mean, when it comes to Quest 2, I think it's gonna have the story and all that, so it won't just be like right now it's very sandboxy.
Hmm.
I think in maybe in the last update there was a bit more added, but prior to that it was only a sandbox game.
Right. Okay. So probably strip it down a little bit
Yeah.
for the
But
Quest 2.
it will be interesting to see if they get the physics in. I mean, that's like basically what makes the game great.
Yeah. I'm interested to see how big this file size is. I think it might be
Yeah,
another
it's
one. I
true.
think it might be another like 30-40 gig uh game, to be honest. But we'll
Right.
see. That's excited though. It's going to be Quest 2 exclusive, so not for Quest 1. And they said it's going to come out by the end of this year. So it's going to be one of those things that they're just going to announce it randomly. They'll be like, okay, it comes out tomorrow. It's like,
Yeah.
what? Okay, okay, I guess. It'll be interesting on when it's going to come out because we have well, we might as well say now, not in the Connect, but outside the Connect, as the Connect was running, the Vertigo Games people who do After the Fall, they said their release date is going to be December 9th. So we have that as a December 9th release date. I don't know why they didn't say that in the Connect, to be honest. It would have fit well,
Yeah.
but
Would have been the time.
exactly. Instead, they just announced it on Twitter during the Connect was on. So, anyway, that's December 9th. We met Medal of Honor. We don't know. They didn't say anything about it. Okay, we're about to enter November right now. So, it'll be interesting where they fit in these games, where they're going to fit Blade and Sorcery, because it feels like Medal of Honor is going to be next.
Yeah.
Um, I'm still
I mean,
holding out for a random reveal of Medal of Honor.
yeah, I mean, it would make sense to come out on Veterans Day. It is even like a Thursday. That's the game they normally come out with games.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
11/11. But
Yeah.
yeah, I'm excited for After the Fall for sure. And it's nice to know it's not too far away.
No, I think it'd be super fun, and I can't wait to play it with the four-player co-op. It would be.
Yeah.
We'll have to get some of the patrons involved in that,
Yeah.
without a doubt.
And
So
PJ.
definitely PJ from VR Verdict. So here comes the announcement that everyone was stoked about, and that's GTA San Andreas, which has been announced by Quest 2. First of all, who on earth would have predicted that?
Yeah, not at all.
Not at all.
Not
Like
at all.
out of all the GTAs, GTA San Andreas is the one that's coming out. Um, I love GTA San Andreas. It's obviously doesn't play well now, although the remastered version is coming out next week or in a couple of weeks' time for the PlayStation 5 and all the pancake
Hmm.
consoles. Um, but yeah, I grew up in this game. I played it when I was like 10 years old, as you shouldn't, but my dad just gave it to
Yeah.
me, and I was like, what the hell? And he says, yeah, just as long as you don't swear, it's fine. So okay, that's it.
Yeah, the game's great, and that's where it sort of started to become more RPG like, where you could like
Yeah.
eat, work out, all that. Yeah, definitely a huge game,
Hmm.
and as Julian from TechFan was saying, he loves playing GTA 5 in VR.
Yeah.
Like if it has that potential, it's such a great game, and
Mm.
it'll be interesting to see it in first person for sure for the first time. It'll I'm also like curious how much they censor it after seeing like Resident Evil 4, like they took
Mm.
out a
Mm.
few inappropriate references or
There's a lot
whatnots.
in
Like
San Andreas.
yeah,
A hell
there's
of
a
a
few.
lot.
Yeah, there's a few.
Um, yeah, I don't know if they put the hot coffee mod in there or not. I
Yeah,
feel
right.
like they shouldn't. But
Yeah. Leave
um,
that one out.
I'm excited to see how it's going to be playing. As it's surreal to me when I heard it, because looking back when I was like 10 years old, 11 years old, playing this on the original Xbox, and I was like, wow, this, I was playing this as a kid, and now I'm going to be playing it in virtual reality. Look how far tech has come.
Yeah.
Um, I guess to some people it might not be that exciting, because it is a very old game. Um, and
I
it's
think
what, yeah, go on.
yeah, I think these Gen 4, the Resident Evil 4, the GTA San Andreas, I mentioned to you the other day. I think that those ones are going to be the ones that are like really pushing VR, where the nostalgia factor is still there,
Hmm.
and people love these games and want to experience them in a new way.
Yeah, and if this does well, then probably they'll do the same for Vice City. If they can. Vice City is also another game that people love. I just missed that one. I was a little too young. I guess I was always too young, but I missed out Vice City. San Andreas was well, GTA 3 was the big shift from
Hmm.
its top down to a full 3D sandbox. With a little bit of RPG, but then it was the Vice City and San Andreas which had more of that, like you just said. But there was like a trilogy of those three games are all kind of built on the same similar type of engine, and they all just kind of played off each other. But yeah, some people love Vice City so much, especially for the 80s type of theme tunes. Some people like me love San Andreas, a lot. And I remember how big those maps were as well, because
Yeah.
they were huge. You'd get an airplane and you go fly one place to another place, and the game's phenomenal. It's just I hope it plays well, and I think it will. But my also concern is that last year we had an Assassin's Creed and a Splinter Cell tease, and we actually got a picture from them. Where are those,
This is just
Samson?
this
Where
is
are those?
who knows? And this one had nothing. This is just had, an offhand comment basically by Zuckerberg.
Yeah, that's it. It was just a random comment. And by the way, quick tangent here on the acting in the Connect. Oh my days, terrible, so terrible. Like obviously they can't act, but they really need to take a page out of like Apple's keynotes that they deliver, because Apple's keynotes are always delivered so like calculated and really well done, and it feels natural when they're talking, and it feels like they're excited. But the people at Facebook are complete opposite. They look like a bunch of robots, and the emotions are weird. It's like, Zuckerberg and I can't remember the woman's name are like exchanging back and forth, and Zuckerberg's just looking at. I don't know if they're in the same room. It feels like they're not in the same room, and Zuckerberg just goes, "Yeah, I'm so excited," and then just it's dead face, and I'm like, I don't know what's happening. Are you reading from a script? Because I think they would have an exchange later on where it was Zuckerberg and Boz, who is the main person behind basically the
This is
Oculus
yeah, the CTO.
CTO, yeah. And it looked like they weren't looking at each other, even though they stood looking at each other. It looks like their eyes were slightly off, and I don't think they were. I'm not sure if they're in the same room, to be honest. And I think that's probably one of the biggest problems there. But going back to San Andreas, I'm excited. Everyone was super hyped. I was also just cautious. I was like, this is amazing, but I don't know if this gonna come up. I'm really excited to play the remastered versions on the PlayStation, to be honest.
Oh yeah,
I'm
those are
super
gonna be great.
excited to see how they play, because I went back to San Andreas recently. I actually got it on my Mac, and I was like, okay, let's test this out, and it's unplayable. It's just the controls are just unplayable, because it's just not the same as GTA
It's-
5 or GTA 4, let
yeah,
alone
the aiming's the locked and all that. Yeah,
yeah. I mean, you're pressing circle to shoot,
yeah,
or circle or B to shoot. There's no cover system at all.
right.
It'd be interesting because they did bring first person to GTA 5, and like you said, Techman has been playing a lot of that, and he's loving it. And he catches the steering wheel as he drives around. Um, he drives around that city, Los Santos. So yeah, I'm excited to be CJ at some point, but I'm not holding my breath. This could be another one that
It'll be a
is
while.
announced and it might not even come out. But yeah, are you excited about GTA?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
Big GTA fan.
yeah.
I
It'd be
actually recently bought the Steam version was on sale recently, so I do want to try out that VR mod.
Yeah, definitely. Which one did you got the five, right?
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, check it out with your beefy PC. You
yeah,
should be able to
exactly.
run that really well. Did you get Red Dead as well? Or
I did.
sick.
It was
Sick.
also on sale. Yeah.
See, that's the game I want. If they could do that, Red Dead, bring that into Red Dead 1 or something into Crash. I feel like Red Dead's too much of a bigger game.
Oh
But
man, I will say I tried it for briefly at Kai's like over the summer, I think. And
mhm,
man, riding the horse in VR is
that's sick. That's sick.
is a bit nauseating.
If that catches on, there might there might be companies who bring out these like VR horses that you can sit down and actually imitate the movement in like the treadmills, but there's an actual horse,
Yeah.
like a buffalo ride in time, something like that. Yeah, GTA San Andreas. Wow, I can't believe it's gonna be coming. To be honest, is this gonna be the first Quest game that is like fully open world then? Sandbox open world? Because I know like Walking Dead is technically
I
open
mean,
world,
there's
but
like
it's
or
not.
there's an MMO like Orbis VR. I
Yeah,
think
that's
that's pretty
true.
open worldy.
That's true. That's true. Yeah, I think if this actually comes out, this sells a lot of systems, so it's a good move.
Yeah.
It's definitely a good move. All right, so moving on, we got the Horizon Home, which is going to launch soon. Essentially, Horizon Home. Wait, did you not predict this? Or I remember you mentioning it that they
Yeah.
will.
Yeah. Yeah, that they would bring homes.
There you go. Samsung's on
Yeah.
the two out of
Two,
five so far.
yeah, 2 for 5.
Two for five. Yeah. So
Like a
essentially,
bad
what?
baseball player.
So essentially, this is going to be replacing the homes that you're currently in VR for the Oculus Quest. It's going to be customizable. You can customize your homes, which is going to be great. You can invite people into your homes, so it'll be more social. Just hang out in there, watch a film, jump into apps like Population One or something through there as well. Yeah, this is similar to the Go, right?
Hmm.
I never had that. So
And the I think the PCVR version of Oculus Homes like does this pretty much.
yeah,
But yeah, this is exciting. It's what we all want.
yeah,
Like
that's,
it should have already been here.
it should have already been there, but it's nice to have that. Um, Also random. I didn't write this on the script, but they showed off Population One with their Winter Wonderland update and such. I didn't know if they needed to bother with that because everyone kind of knew that was all coming. It's already been outlined by the team, so yeah, a weird announcement there. All right, so then we went to Boz, and they talked more about the metaverse and how great it can be, and they kept iterating that, kept saying, sorry, that look, this is future tech. It's not going to come out just yet. It's not going to come out just yet, over and over again. And it went on for a while, to be honest. It went on for a while before we actually got anything else until um we got Zuckerberg got like a little door, someone at the door, and he opened the door, and there was a woman who passed him a black box, a black briefcase type box, and he never opened the box. But they spoke about the essentially the Quest Pro, which is not the name. They just call it Project Cambria. So they did reveal it very briefly. They said it's gonna. They showed like a little video of it of the headset, and you can tell it was exactly what the leaks were showing. The controllers don't have any rings on them. The headset is slim. It's black. It's much thinner than the Quest 2. It's going to be a high-end headset. It's going to go for a higher end price as well. To quote Zuckerberg, they're going to have pancake lenses. That's why they have a thinner lens base. It looks very comfortable, to be honest. It's going to have eye tracking and facial tracking. And to be honest, I don't think this is going to be for gamers at all. I think it's more to do with people who want to go into the metaverse, the business people. They talked about work a lot. It was interesting because when he was talking to the woman on the piano talking about the Beat Saber, the Blade and Sorcerer in GTA, he turned around and faced the camera and he said, "Now I'm going to talk about what everyone's excited for, work." No, I was like, I can't tell if you're joking or you're not joking, but he was not joking because the whole rest of it was all about work, to be honest. I was like, what even is this? Um, yeah, so he talked about this new headset is going to be coming out in 2022. Any thoughts on this one, Samson?
I mean, it looks pretty cool. It has some, some of the features we want in the next gen of
Mm-hmm.
VR. It'll be. I'm curious, like exactly how high end the pricing is.
Yeah.
And yeah, if it can support games or not.
I think it will be able to support games, but I just don't think it's meant for it. I don't know. Well, it'd be a hard one to see. Also, to me, when they announced that and they said it's going to be high end, kind of knew it was going to be high end. But if it's towards the $800 mark or such, I'm thinking why do I bother with this one compared to a potential Steam one or a
Right.
potential Apple one? And like it depends. If I'm already spending $1,000, is essentially what I'm trying to say. If I'm already spending $1,000, why would I go for Facebook's version of it?
Yeah, I mean, it'll be different if it's in like, the 5 to 700 range to the compared to the 8 to 1,000.
Yeah,
Those are two different high end pricings.
yeah, of course. Yeah, that's true. That's true. And we'll see if there will be any competitors. I feel like there'll be a little bit more competitors when it comes to that type of headset, to be honest.
Right.
Um, but yeah, it's it was, to be honest, it was what I expected that we were going to find out with the Quest Pro. We were not going to see much of it. They'll probably show it like they did, and that's it. My kind of disappointment that I didn't see that Quest Plus that was leaked, and
Hmm.
plus I was holding out to try and buy one myself
Hmm.
because of my data's not doing well. Well, speaking about work, they also announced that the Quest was going to get support for a lot of 2D Android apps. So having something like Instagram on there or having Slack for a lot of people who work from home. Yeah, and I think they're just going to go more towards that. And it was evident when they did the name change. Now, it took Zuckerberg probably about 5 or 6 minutes to talk about the name change. And he didn't say the name until the end. But it was so funny if you watched it because you can tell he's on like a treadmill and there's a green screen behind him. And he's just like walking, marching, 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 marching. You can see his like knees come up a little bit as well. And it's a bit weird of how he how he walks. But as he's like directing the camera, telling you what they represent the people, their privacy, blah blah blah, right? All this hoo-ha. And then they officially changed the name from Facebook to, as their like Facebook is their company name, to Meta. Uh, I don't know who I predicted Horizon. Well, I don't know. I can't remember what you predicted, Samson. To be honest,
Oh gosh, I don't either.
yeah,
I
I
feel like
don't.
I said either Horizon or Metaverse or something like that.
Yeah, I think maybe you said Metaverse and I said Horizon. Um, but yeah, you get maybe half a point, I guess, for that one as well. I haven't got any of my things come true, to be
I
honest.
said, so in my notes, I say new name for Facebook, Horizon or Meta.
Oh, Meta, nice one. Yeah, I'll take that. Well done. That's three out of five
Yeah.
so far. Um, so they changed it to Meta. What this means is that Oculus is dead. So their Oculus name is retiring early 2022. We might have to think about a rebrand. Let's talk Oculus to Let's Talk Meta. I don't like that. We might have to pivot to a more generic VR, kind of
We'll
name.
just take Oculus for like its more general term, like why they even called it Oculus. We'll just
Yeah,
Oculus will encompass VR at that point.
yeah, that's true. That's true. We could do that. Well, the Oculus
We
name
could
isn't.
reclaim it from them,
Yeah, we can take it to him. Well, the Oculus name isn't dead per se. It is dead in terms of hardware. The Oculus Quest was going to be called Meta Quest, and which it's such a shame because I know it's not a big deal. It's just a name,
MetaQuest.
Meta Quest. I know, rock out. It's such a shame though. It's like Meta. It's just a name change. That's all it is, right? So it doesn't really matter in the long term. But Oculus is such a strong name. It's such a strong name. And most people refer to the VR as Oculus.
Yeah.
They don't say Quest 2 or anything like that. They just say the Oculus. I think it's a fantastic name, Oculus. And yeah, I don't know why they need to change it to Meta Quest. Why not keep Meta as their like umbrella term and
Hmm.
then everything underneath it? It's not like
Well,
Google's gonna call it Alphabet stuff, you
it
know?
it is their like meta term. It's just that the VR is sort of that their
Hmm.
vehicle for that, you
Yeah,
know.
it's true. That's
Um,
true.
but yeah, it's sort of Zuckerberg's final like move away from Palmer Luckey.
That's exactly what it is.
Yeah,
But yeah,
but
so yep.
so they're getting. I will probably going into this next, but they're getting rid of the Facebook mandatory Facebook login, uh,
We don't know what
which
that means yet though, because they just said you can probably log in with some work emails and such.
I mean, it sounds like it's basically going to go back to like you used to have the Oculus account,
Hmm.
but now your Oculus account's just going to be a Meta account because Meta is Oculus.
Yeah,
So instead of your, Facebook social media account, you'll have to have an Oculus account, which will be a Meta account.
yeah. Which is a good move. I don't know why they
Yeah.
even brought in the Facebook mandatory in the first place, to be honest. Um, because they've just gone 360, they've gone completely back to what they had before, technically. You can start unlinking your Facebook account to your Oculus Quest soon. This isn't 2022, is what they're going to try
Hmm.
and do. It'll probably happen around the same time that it changes to Meta Quest, as the actual name of the hardware. But yeah, it won't be mandatory. You can log in with maybe work stuff. So like if you have a Slack account or such, you can probably log in with that. And then you can also log in with a Meta account. So it's not tied to your social media anymore, which is, I know people say it's the same. I don't think it's the same in my opinion. It's good that the social media part is gone and I can delete Facebook if I don't want Facebook. I know my data is
Yeah.
still with them, but it's a little bit different.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah. I mean, yeah, they had all the, that'd be, I mean, what they had before, people seemed happy with the,
yeah,
Oculus account.
yeah,
And that's basically what they're just going back to. They're just
yeah,
changing the name of Oculus.
yeah, and keep it like that. That's fine. The Oculus name I was gonna say is gone for hardware, but it's gonna still stay for software. So any like publishing and such through Facebook or through Meta now, is still gonna be called Oculus. So they're gonna keep it for. It was a little bit of a change. It was weird because when the notes came out for the Connect, it showed that yeah, it's dead completely, and then they revised the notes maybe an hour or two later where they changed it a little bit, going no, the Oculus is dead for the hardware, but in terms of the software, it's still going to be referred to as Oculus. So I don't know if that means the store is going to be called the Oculus Store, which is it's
Hmm.
weird, right? A little bit odd. That there's just one of the it's one part and another part's completely different, but it is what it is. Maybe Oculus is now in the gaming side, right?
Hmm.
So Oculus now refers to gaming and Meta refers to everything else.
Right.
So that might be the reason why. Speaking of that, actually, this is not in the Connect, but we found out yesterday that the Oculus Gaming Showcase is going to come back in 2022, which is great, and hopefully we have better predictions, and it's going to be good. They didn't say a date. They said 2022. Last year it was, when was it? I can't remember now. Was it February?
Yeah,
Or
honestly, I
was
don't remember. It was February or March, I think.
Yeah, it was early in the year, so that'd be good. Hopefully, we get this in January.
Yeah, right.
Hopefully, we get it as soon as possible because after this Connect, we learned nothing.
Yeah.
You
They
know,
saved the games for the gaming showcase, apparently.
yeah, which is fine. I don't mind that, but we just didn't know that going into this one.
Yeah.
Um. Okay, so a couple more things. New cloud backup system, which is massive. So before we had a cloud storage system that required the developer itself to implement it into their game or app or such. Not many people or not many developers did that. To be honest, most of the games on VR are mostly done by indie developers as well. So it makes sense that they may have not put that into certain games.
Hmm.
But now with the new cloud backup system, it is fully automatic. It's on by default. It backs up all your settings and all your saves from each app. So if you factory reset your Quest, all the data will be there when you reinstall the app itself. And it's automatically integrated into the app as well. So the developers don't need to do anything. Thank God.
Yeah. Yeah. Seriously. this is a big one. Also, like the Oculus Homes, this should have been there since day one, I think.
Mhm.
But yeah, it's definitely very good and makes the 128 all that more relevant.
Yeah, it makes my 64 gig a little bit easier to swallow,
Yeah,
as well.
yeah.
But yeah, in the end of the day, this is great. We've been waiting for this for so long. Yeah, and there's no date for when this is going to come out, but it should be an update soon. I reckon they'll try and get this out within the next month or two, especially with the Medal of Honor coming out and such, because that makes me excited with Medal of Honor, because then if this is out, then I can technically delete everything. I know this is such a pain in the ass, but I could delete everything, put
Right.
Medal of Honor on just to play it, and then I'd just be a Medal of Honor machine for a little bit, and then come back to the other
Normal.
apps.
Yeah.
I wonder if it'll apply to stuff like synth writers with all your custom songs. I wonder if those will all be backed up or
Yeah,
slightly different.
yeah. I'm
But
not sure.
I'm sure they can figure it out. But essentially that is the Connect. That was the rundown of the Connect. I think the way we spoke about it feels like there was a lot of stuff, but when you watched it,
Mhm.
it was actually not really anything. Um, to be honest, that's why I did my recap on my channel. I even said at the start, I said I'm going to tell you everything that happened in less time it took that Mark Zuckerberg to explain why they're changing from Facebook to Meta, and it was. I remember I put the video of Mark doing this full walk all the way up to the end where he talks about Meta, and my video came in just before he finished his talk. It was funny, yeah. They drowned it out, and the thing is, he said right at the end as well. He said most of the things that we announced today aren't going to be coming for a long time. I was like, so why bother, or put a 90-minute episode? You could have done this part of the metaverse. You could have done that for 30 minutes, and then
Right.
60 minutes of going, okay, let's now speak to the people who actually invested into us, with the early adopters and such. And this is what's going to come out now, and this is what's going to come out in 2022, or this is our timeline. That's what I'd liked. Maybe we were spoiled with last year. We got a new Quest, and we got so many game announcements.
Yeah, there definitely wasn't much of a timeline as far as like when anything that he talked about will be coming or expected to be coming. But yeah, it's definitely a future. This is what's coming in the future, but who knows when.
And don't get me wrong, it's excited though. I'm like super excited to have a world like that where you can just put on glasses and do a workout or something like that. Very simple, very easy. You can connect with your friends immediately. I don't think any of this will ever replace actually seeing somebody in real life, but it's much
Right.
better than just seeing people on a screen. It just takes it one step further, right? But yeah, it's just hard to get too excited, because it's like, yeah, you know I'm 27 right now. I feel like when I'm 37, we'll start to see a few more of these things. And by then, I might not care about VR as much. I might be more into movies and the metaverse. So hey, maybe it's for me in 10 years' time. Who knows?
I mean, yeah, it sort of ruins the whole term of metaverse, honestly, calling your company that, because it's like, oh, this is why you've been pushing this term because you're gonna own that term.
Mm-hmm.
That's like, having pushing the internet, but your company is called internet,
Yeah,
that
that's
that's
exactly
sort
what
of
it is.
that's what it
That's,
feels like.
that's exactly what it feels like. Yeah, it's a weird name choice. It makes sense in some cases, but now if any other VR headset or company, if Apple, for example, come out with their headset with their metaverse, now all of a sudden it's associated with Facebook a little bit, with the
Right,
meta.
that's the thing. Everybody's just going to call it something different. It'll be
Hmm.
like, Google, Yahoo, search engine, something like this. So
Yeah,
each one will have their own,
yeah,
not metaverse, but they'll have something similar to the metaverse. Yeah.
yeah. So yeah, it'll be. But the thing is, that's not how the metaverse should be ran. The metaverse should be one thing, like the internet is one thing, one platform. The issue is people of major companies capitalizing on all this, and this is going to be. They talked about NFTs, have talked about crypto. It talked about they had like an Instagram star on there, or a not an Instagram, was it Instagram star? Either an Instagram star or some sort of, I think she owned like a business in beauty products, and she was talking about putting selling makeup NFTs in the metaverse, so you can put makeup on your character and such. And it doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't make any sense to me. Why would I spend, I don't put makeup on, but say if I wanted to put makeup on, right? If I why would I spend $20 or $10 on a lipstick that is only on my digital camera, the digital avatar? It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make any sense, you know? Um,
It's 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 an ever-changing world.
yeah, I think we can talk ages about why it doesn't make any sense, but let's move on to one more piece of news before we talk about what we've been playing, and it's kind of links to what I've been playing, to be honest. But Supernatural, the fitness game or fitness, yeah, game, I guess, that's only available on the Quest, has now been acquired by Meta slash Facebook slash Oculus. Just for people who didn't get the term yet, they've been acquired by Meta, which is big news, to be honest, because they're probably gonna take Supernatural now and integrate it into their services, and hopefully that means better fitness capabilities. So, for example, the Oculus Move is pretty crap because it doesn't really know your heart rate or anything like that. It's just, oh, I was playing Tetris Effect, and it said, oh, you've hit half of your move goal, and I was like, I'm sitting down, moving my thumbs.
Does
um
Supernatural connect to your Apple Watch?
yeah, it does. It connects
Okay.
to any heart rate watch, well, any heart rate. Basically, Supernatural uses your phone. You go onto your phone, you have all your stats and such on there as well, and then through your phone you can link it to your, well, I have an Apple Watch, right? But you can link it to, if you had a Fitbit, it would be the same thing. I have a Whoop strap as well on here, and it could link to that as well, although it didn't work very well. But with the Apple Watch, it worked really well. So yeah, which is essential. I think it's fantastic because in Supernatural, after each song, it gives you like a minute break or 30-second break or whatever it is, and you can see your heart rate and you can see how it elevated and such, and it's just good stats to know, and see if you're pushing hard enough, or
Hmm.
you're losing it and you need to stop before you collapse. So but yeah, they've been acquired by Meta, and I kind of thought they were going to be, because when I saw the Connect, you could see the backgrounds of the Connect. There was like supernatural backgrounds. You could see the fitness part, and I think it'd be fantastic. And I know my prediction didn't come true with a fitness headset, but that was just throwing it out there just for fun. But I really wish that is a thing. And I
Hmm.
think this new Facebook, um, the new Facebook, what is it called? Project Cambria. Yeah. Let's just
Hmm.
stop saying Meta, shouldn't I? The new Meta Project Cambria, which is the high-end headset, the Quest Pro, essentially. Think that's going to be massively geared towards fitness and work. Because I'm like, I've just started working from home. I can see you can sit down all day and not get your fitness in, but if you do your work, you have your lunchtime or whatever, you put your headset on and do a quick 20-minute, 10-minute supernatural workout. um that'd be great. That'd be
Right.
fantastic. Yeah.
It's definitely a niche you want to get in on for VR. That's
Yeah.
one way to super spread it, so to say.
Yeah. And fitness keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger, right?
It's
And
don't they own FitXR as well?
well, I don't know, they do promote FitXR quite a lot. They do promote FitXR quite a lot, so it won't surprise me. But fitness is massive. It keeps growing every single year. If you're someone who's on the fence of getting into the fitness industry, then go for it, because it always grows. We've got fitness mirrors, we've got the Peloton bikes, which are blown up. We've got Apple's fitness services. We've got so many different things, and especially with more of work from home, and the obviously pandemic's kind of accelerated that. I think there's a huge market for VR and fitness, and I just signed up to Supernatural, which I'll talk about in a moment. Um, and once again, I remember signing up and I just got the face cover and then cancelled, but
Mhm.
now I signed up and I might keep it for good, because it's been nice to when I've been working from home and instead of going to the gym, or I do still go to the gym, but then maybe the days that I don't go to the gym or just not feeling it, you just put your headset on, and it's just so much more fun to work out in VR than it is to work out on a treadmill. If you're just doing a cardio workout, just running on a treadmill, cross trainer, rowing machine is really it's boring. If you're doing that for 45 minutes, that's why a lot of people are watching TVs, you know.
Right.
But being in VR is great, and plus it also gets rid of the fear of just of 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 sweating or something, or people have a lot of fear when they work out for the first time and such. You put this on, you're in a different world, and the graphics are
Right.
fantastic. The graphics of where you are. One of the ones I was in, I was on the moon, doing a boxing exercise, and Leanne or some of the other trainers, they all like perfect quality as well. I wish the VR concerts are like that, to be honest, because they look like you are in the room with you. Um, very impressed, very impressed. But
Yeah. I mean, it's tempting, but it is expensive. I'd have to know I was going to use it.
yeah, it's expensive. I think it's $20 a year, $20 a month. $20 a year would have been nice. $20 a month, and I think it's 179 for the year.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, but like I said before on the show, they come with a nice. You get shipped a nice silicon faceplate kind of thing. It's not the full on faceplate. It's just a cover that you put over your current faceplate. So I put it over my VR cover, and it's great. It's fantastic for sweat. It stops me sweating like crazy. When I have the VR cover and I'm playing synth riders, lenses fog up. It gets really sweaty. When I have the silicon cover, it makes a massive difference.
Right.
I don't.
Right. Right. Right.
Yeah.
Do you also have a silicone cover from the art cover now? Just the like
No,
leather one?
just the leather. I still haven't got my Facebook one, by the way. I just
Really?
remembered. Yeah, it's been three
I
months or
got.
2 months now.
You should check on that. I got off like five of the ones I sent.
You took them all.
Yeah.
You took them all. But yeah, I mean, we can skip to we move on now to what we've been playing, and just to finish off the Supernatural talk. I did, like I said, subscribe to Supernatural. They have new boxing classes, and I wanted to try them out. And they're really good. They're really, really good. And Supernatural's grown quite a lot since the last time I played it. The last time I was on it was earlier this year, and it's grown quite a lot because one of my biggest faults from it was that it didn't really have a program. There was workouts everywhere, but for people who don't really know what they're doing, or for people who don't know how to structure their workouts, some people want a program, and I kind of like that, to have something where I know I can follow this on a daily basis or a 3 times a week basis. And they started to put them in. There's only three at the moment programs in there, but they're starting to put a few programs in, which is a great thing. But the boxing workouts are really good, really tiring,
Nice.
really good, really tiring. I did a boxing workout, then I did a normal workout, which is like a Beat Saber, and it uses 360 movement as well. So you do need a little bit of space. To be honest, it's hard to do one of these workouts just standing. You could probably get away with it with the boxing one sometimes, because you're not swinging your arms so wide.
Hmm.
They're more closer to each other. But the ones I like Beat Saber, you want to swing your arms wide to get the full effects. Because in Beat Saber, for people who get the record scores, do expert and such, they're using a lot of wrist action. Exactly, yeah. What Sam's is doing, kind of like with the chopsticks as well, or like a conductor. Everything's so tight, right? But that's not what you're meant to do when you're actually doing
A
supernatural, doing
workout.
it for
Yeah.
workouts. You want big movements with your arms, and
Get those with
completely.
synth riders.
Yeah, I think things. Yeah, you do. Yeah. So I love synth riders. I've been doing more of my workouts recently, getting more into a routine, and I'd do a weight workout and then finish it off with like a little bit of either supernatural or synth riders. On synth riders, I'm on expert now, which is dope.
Nice.
But yeah, I'm synth riders. I'm sweating like crazy. Sometimes the lens fogs up and I can't see what I'm doing, but I can just see a little bit, so I can make it through. Um, but yeah, I still can't get past, to be honest, the electro swing and the caravan. Is it Caravan Club or Caravan
Those are
Paradise?
those are the two hardest ones,
Yeah,
honestly, on
they're the
like
hardest
expert
ones,
and
but they're
master.
also my favorite ones
Yeah.
Still, there's the songs are fantastic. But yeah, some of them I can't remember what song, but it's either the first or the second one in the Caravan. Is it Caravan Club or Caravan Palace?
Palace.
Palace, yeah. It was the first or the second one on there. On expert, it's freaking hard. I'm all over the place, like going crazy. Still get through it, but it's hard and it requires a lot of concentration, to be honest. As soon as you get tired and you're not concentrating as much, song ends because it knows you're missing all these targets. But it's nice to incorporate VR into my like full. I still like to do my weight workouts, but it's nice to put that in just at the end because it adds a little bit more fun into it, And sometimes I spend another hour in the doing the workouts just because it's so much
Hmm.
more fun. So yeah, that's what I've been playing, to be honest, and also been playing Tetris Effect more. I finally got past the first level. I went to easy and I still couldn't get past it, and then I finally got past the first one, and now I'm on to the second world.
Yeah, it's definitely a tough one.
Yeah, definitely. How about you, Samson? What you been playing?
All right. So in virtual reality, I've been playing pretty much Synth Riders daily. Kind of like as a small workout, just get a little sweat on before work.
Mhm.
And then I got into Hellsweeper VR, which is in PC VR on Steam. It's in early access. It was free to download and to like it's in like play test form, if you will.
Yeah.
And this one kind of feels like Blades and Sorcery meets Until You Fall. It's a roguelite, but
Mm.
it's sort of facing it's got that sandbox effect where you're facing people like in an arena, a bigger arena, if you
Yeah.
will. I played for like 40 minutes or so, and it's just wave you got to survive the waves.
Hmm.
That's pretty much what each like round is, and then you upgrade your weapons or you get like certain spells. I went all in on the fire, and
Nice.
one of the spells I unlocked was I had two fireballs, each one going in my hand, and you combine them, and then
Mm.
you slowly move your hands apart, and like uh, a spiral of fire just forms around you, encompassing all the enemies like within that.
Hmm.
It was pretty cool, and the graphics were pretty solid.
So good for early access then.
Yeah, definitely. And
Yeah.
yeah, it was just if you're into like the like destroy like you can have guns, you can use the sorcery. I love the
Mhm.
sorcery myself most, or sword. Um and yeah, it felt pretty good. Not quite like as like physics based as a blade and sorcery, but yeah, I was slicing and dicing some of those guys.
Nice, nice, very good.
And then what else? That's about it. I spent about 15 or so hours this week playing the Halo 1 campaign on Legendary with Kai, and we it was a great success. We just finished it up yesterday.
Nice, nice. I wonder if they can bring something like that to VR. Not obviously not Halo, but like something like that.
Oh,
Um,
Halo would be great in VR.
it would be, wouldn't it? It would be. I mean, I don't know. Sometimes it's hard to translate. We'll talk about it next week when we talk about games that we kind of want to see translated into VR, like San Andreas and Resident Evil. Um, but yeah, of course. I feel like I would just want everything in VR. It's like when the Nintendo Switch came out, everyone just wanted every single game on there because it's a great portable system, right? And they're like, I want this everywhere I want to go. And I think it's the same with VR. I was super excited about it. I'm like, I just want every game to be in VR.
Yeah,
I think it'd be great. But
exactly.
well, games is out this week. We expected bigger things because of the Connect.
Yeah, right.
But I found that there's only one game. I may have missed a game or so, but all I can find is just the one game. Um, Samson, go for it. You can read it out.
All right. Space folk,
Yep.
space folk city, the space folk like folks. I get it. Space folk city. It's out now. Space folk are in trouble. Their sun is going supernova, and they need your help to build up their city and find a way to escape the impending solar disaster. Spake Folk City is a funky casual take on the city building genre. Construct a floating city in space, Decorate it with a variety of absurd items and keep your space folk citizens happy. Each space folk has different abilities that you'll need to utilize creatively to ensure their survival. Spruce up the place with items matching each of their interests to keep them happy and maximize their roles around the city to create a delightful little community.
Hmm.
I know Beardo Benjo's played this one a bit. He seems to like really enjoy it. I've seen him talk about it on Twitter as well. Honestly, I used to love like Roller Coaster Tycoon as a kid,
Hmm.
and it kind of feels like that. Just you're building a city instead of roller coasters.
Yeah.
All that said, I don't know that I'm going to be picking this one up because I've just got
Too
a
much.
lot on my plate.
Too much. I
Yeah,
know. I
I
know.
mean,
Tell me about it. Now
yeah,
that we work, now that you're working again now as well, it's like,
yeah.
oh no,
I'm
my
working.
time's disappeared.
I'm like getting back into 2D gaming. I just recently picked up Cyberpunk, was on sale as
Hmm.
well.
You gonna
So
try and mod
yeah,
that into
this
VR or
no, no way, no way.
can't
But it
even
does
remember.
look really good. Yeah.
Yeah, it's. I remember playing Cyberpunk, and it's freaking beautiful. But I didn't run too well on mine unless I went to medium. When I went to medium settings, it ran perfectly fine.
Hmm.
Um, it's so funny, people. Once again, that was through a Mac Mini and a budget external GPU, but on medium it ran perfectly fine. But when I first loaded the game, it was an ultra, and it looked
Yeah, that's what
ridiculous.
I have mine in.
It looked ridiculous, and it would play fine. It was more when it became heavy in combat, it started to lag. But when I remember just walking around the city, I was like, "Oh my gosh, everything's so crisp and
Yeah.
perfect." And I was like, "I kind of want a massive, bigger screen so I can see more of this world." And then I was like, "Imagine if the quality was like this in VR. You know, it'd be
Oh yeah,
ridiculous."
definitely.
But
Yeah.
on to Space Folk. Yeah, I'm the same as you. I used to love Roller Coaster Tycoon. Holy crap! Sometimes I'm in the mood to play that, to be honest. Especially Roller Coaster Tycoon 3, I think was the one, or 2 or 3, I can't remember. But yeah, I'm looking at the VR review on it, and they said it was a good game. Said it wasn't like a super in-depth city builder that you can get from other games. Obviously, that one Pancake, but definitely for VR, this is like the first top a good one. Like it's a good entry level city builder game. And it looks really good. I once again, like you, I'm not really gonna play it myself, just because of the same reasons. I've still got Resident Evil 4 loaded, and I
Hmm.
still haven't played it yet. I haven't
Oh
pressed
man.
play yet. I might get into it today actually. But most of the times, once again, when you're in the working world, sometimes you just want to sit down. And if you do want to go in VR, that's why I'm playing Tetris Effect a lot, even though I can't
Right.
get past some of the levels.
Hmm.
But it's just nice to like sit in bed upright and just play that game.
Right.
And then to be fair, that's this VR gaming is so immersive. Is that yeah, when you want to shut off, it's not the easiest place to go to shut off.
Right.
And for me, I wear glasses, so I have to wear contact lenses, and then I have to put them on, or just for it. So I know I can get lenses, but
You need next gen. Yeah.
yeah, I should. Yeah, I'll treat myself at Christmas time and get one of those. To be honest, um, I forgot to mention before we round out the show here, during the Connect as well, because it was such a brief, quick thing that they showed off was the Oculus Quest 2 is going to have an active pack, which is for fitness. Um, this is has essentially has those straps that wait, I'm pretty sure this was one of my yes, this was my prediction
Hmm.
technically through, but I also said a fitness VR headset. But I did say that the controllers will have the straps that they announced.
Oh
And the
yeah.
straps essentially go across your the
Double
outside of
straps.
your hand. Yeah. Similar to a lot of companies already do this. You can buy but the ones that they look, I don't know if they've got like a grip on them or they're just a strap, because some of the times I don't like the ones that just have a grip on them. Sometimes I don't like the feel of that. I like just the
Hmm.
strap, and it looks like it's just the strap on the picture I'm looking at right now as I'm talking, but I don't know. We'll see. They've not announced a release date. It'll be 2022, but they haven't done a release date. They haven't done a price or anything. It's probably going to be the same price as whatever the other packs are, the fit pack and such. And it also comes with a facial cover, which is better for sweat management. So probably it's going to be the facial cover, which feels like the rubber supernatural, the silicon
Hmm.
supernatural one, you know. But that's that. I will see. We'll see. We'll see on the price of that. But I might be interested in something like that actually. Just because if by the time it comes out, if it comes out in like February and I'm still doing supernatural consistently, we'll see.
Hmm.
Then I think I might pick up one of these because I think it'll be pretty
At that point,
nice.
yeah, you're
Yeah,
getting your bang
and
for your buck.
exactly. And the supernatural cover is nice, but I have to put it over it, and it becomes a little bit weird if I get the plastic slightly wrong. The Sometimes the crest shuts off because of the little sensor at the top.
Hmm.
So yeah, I'd definitely be interested in that if it comes out
Yeah,
at
I
a reasonable price.
might have to try the 14-day free trial.
Yeah, I would do it. Honestly, it's something different because I know you can get a lot of fitness through synth riders and through the fight and all that, but supernatural because it is dedicated to fitness. First of all, they have a lot of music that's fully licensed, like a lot
It's
of the
modern, yeah,
yeah, a
yeah.
lot of modern music, um yeah, a lot of stuff. Kanye West Power, Kendrick Lamar DNA, we got Lizzo, we got all these people in there, right? um Very common and popular music, but also it just you do feel like you've had a proper workout, and it's nice to hear the trainers. The scenery is beautiful. The What should I say, yeah, all the learnings. You've got yoga, you've got meditation, you've got um stretching and cool down as well. Stretching and cool down is kind of difficult when VR, to be honest, because sometimes you're doing your stretches, but because you're a headset on your head, it's a little uncomfortable
Hmm.
with that. When you're doing the actual fitness workouts though, the headset's fine. It doesn't really make it, obviously if you have the right facial cover, then you're fine. um Meditation in VR is actually pretty cool. It's not something I meditate quite often.
Does Supernatural have meditation, you said?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I do meditate quite often, but in Supernatural, I wouldn't say that's my number one way to meditate, but it is nice when you open your eyes and you're in this like tropical world or wherever they put you, and that's a nice little feeling.
Hmm.
But I would probably still prefer to meditate without it. But yeah, give it a go. 14-day trial, give it a go. But yeah, this has been the Supernatural podcast. Um, Singing the praises. It'd be cool to get the supernatural folk on here um, at some point as
Well,
well.
now they're Oculus folk.
Oh yeah, true. Now they're the meta folks. Now they're
Yeah.
meta folks. But yeah, anything you're looking forward to next week, Samson, in terms of VR? I'm looking forward to playing Resident Evil finally. Still
Um,
haven't finished Jurassic World though. I should do that too.
Not much. I mean, I'll probably, if I try out Supernatural, I'd look forward to that. Probably get into Synth Riders a bit more, and I wanna get more into Unplugged. I
Yeah, of
haven't gotten
course.
back
Yeah.
into that one yet. Yeah.
And what if they do announce this week Medal of Honor is coming out? Are you buying it straight away?
Uh, if I have somebody to play multiplayer with, yes.
Yeah,
Like,
I would
somebody I'm
definitely be that
familiar with.
person, but I've got a lot of baggage to clear
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
make space for it. But we'll go from there. But perfect. Well, thanks everyone for listening, and those who are on the video streams. Like I said, all the links are in the description below. And we'll see you next week, where hopefully we have a little bit more detail about Medal of Honor. And maybe we can get a guest or so on. But thanks a lot for listening, and we'll catch you next week.